Hey guys, it's Allan Whatmore here, and today I'm going to bust a myth, okay, and give you a very hard truth. This, for context, is specific to financial advisors, okay? And I want to talk about this because, particularly in Australia, and I'm sure this discussion goes on globally, is that there's a lot of talk about the additional compliance, additional operational costs in order to operate a financial advice business. And so as a result of that, then they'd say, okay, well, you have to target bigger clients, which I think is a great thing. I think you should as well. And they say that advice is going to become unaffordable for a lot of people, okay? And the reason this really bugs me when I hear this is because what it does is it puts a Band-Aid on an issue that's not the actual real issue. So if you think about it, right, a standard superannuation or a standard SOA could be anywhere between 3 to maybe 15K, okay, on average, right? Let's say, for instance, your average SOA is 5. And a lot of the advice that you give is regarding to their superannuation, okay, or their retirement savings. Let's say, for example, clients can fund that directly from super. So the question I have for you is the clients that you're speaking to, okay, let's say they've had 10 years of their working life, okay, working professionally, accumulating superannuation. Do those people have more than 5.5K in superannuation funds available? Okay, and I think the answer you're going to say is yes, they do. Okay, so then if that's the case, this is no longer an issue, okay? Because we know they do have the funds available, okay? And affordability isn't actually an issue. And if it's not the funds available, then what is it? It's the value, okay? Or it's the fact that people don't understand your process and your service that's available, okay? If people understand your process and your service and the actual value that you provide and what you offer, then people will be able to attribute value beyond that 5.5K in advice fees, and therefore they've got the funds available. So that should mitigate all those things. Now, you might be watching this and say, Allan, come on, bro. Like, there's people posting, and I've had it in conversations, okay, that it's been posted in the Sydney Morning Herald or one of these news publications that the standard cost of advice is like $500 or $600, okay? And that might be true. I haven't seen it, but I'm sure it's there somewhere, okay? People are saying it. They don't have any reason to lie to me, okay? But if you think about it, let's say we talk about the concept of insurance, right? If you look at certain providers out there who are advertising big time, there's insurance companies like Amy, Medibank, yada, 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 that are offering life insurance for, let's say, $10 a day or something along those lines, okay? And that is technically life insurance. But if you're a financial advisor, you and I both know that a standard retail policy for a consumer is well above that $10 a day in many instances, okay? Sometimes it's around about that figure, but in many instances, it's a lot more, okay? And so it's a bit similar to this situation, right? Like there may always be someone who's under that umbrella as well, but the value that you'll get once you explain to a client, and I'm sure you had this discussion many, many times, the difference between a retail policy and a direct policy is distinctly different. Same as this, right? I did a quick search online on Google and looked at the cost of financial advice, and I can see here, even these numbers are on par. 3.96, between 4 to 20K, 3 to 10K, 3 to 5K, so on and so forth. So the reason I'm giving you this message is one thing I don't want you to do. I don't want you to fall into this trap where you think that the advice that you deliver and the work that you do, particularly if you've got all this experience, multiple accreditations, you're providing really strategic advice, is not valuable or people can't afford it, because they can. Okay? They can. You just need to work on your process and your service and the way you articulate that to prospects and clients. And therefore, as a result, people will identify the value. And then we already know they have the funds. So that will remove those bottlenecks that you've got. You might be watching this and you're like, Allan, this video might make you angry. Okay. You might think, come on. But one day, now that you know, you can't unknow. And so one day you're going to focus on this. If you're watching this and you genuinely want to change your mindset, you're going to focus on these two things. And this is not going to be an issue, so much so. And you're going to contact me, or you might see me one day and you'll be like, Allan, I did it. And I'm going to be like, I'm so proud of you. That's great news. Let's push ahead. So hopefully this has given you context. If you would like to see a client acquisition system built specifically for you and specifically for your business, where we help build the value and build you out a process and a service that you can deliver and articulate to prospects and clients, then there should be a link to book in a call below. But you don't have to, it's absolutely fine. But I hope this has given you enough confidence to go out there, crush your process, crush your service, deliver value, and go on and build a big business and help as many clients as you can along the way. My name is Allan. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will speak to you soon.